Hello, welcome you guys. Very happy to see everybody. Ottawa, the capital of Canada, Toronto, the city that I do lots of planet attacks from, and I'm sure everybody in Toronto thinks that I'm just picking on Toronto. Mexico, Taiwan. Hello. It's 8 p.m. in Mexico. Yeah, it's 7 p.m. here in Calgary. It is 6 p.m. in California. It is 9 p.m. in New York. I can't count on my fingers enough to know how far ahead it is in London or Europe. Nigeria, Italy, Turkey, Egypt. Wow, Paraguay. Oh my goodness, Chile. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you. Hong Kong. Oh my goodness, this really is a global crowd tonight. France. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. I'm sorry. I am going to do another time slot. This is going to be the last live show that I do this year, but I'm going to do them again in January. Texas, Brazil, Ireland, Ecuador, 7:30 a.m. in India. It's interesting that India is on the half hour. I don't know where that switches. Like, where in the world does it all of a sudden? I know it's on the half hour in Newfoundland and Canada too. So Newfoundland and India are on the half hour, which is interesting. Calgary, Canada, yay! Just down the street from me here in Calgary. Utah, excellent. It's also snowing here in Calgary tonight. We had beautiful weather for the last week, and tonight we're getting a dump of snow. So very interesting. Montreal, bonjour. All right, you guys, we're gonna start the plan attack. I'm sure you guys have been looking at this plan because I have posted it on my Instagram stories. I have also posted it in my reels. I had over 160,000 views on my reel of this one, which is crazy. So we're going to start out, and what I always like to do is I like this to be as interactive as possible. So I'm going to be reading your comments as I'm drawing the plan and working through the solution. I want to hear your ideas. When we did the show on Sunday, so yesterday, I had some excellent ideas that were presented to me during the show from another architect, and I've actually incorporated them into the design tonight. So it's a slightly different design than we did yesterday. Same plan, but a slightly different design. So let's start out by talking through some of the problems. It's important that we learn to recognize the problems before we learn to fix them. And as everybody knows, one of the things that I did not like about this plan was what I called the jiggy joggy hallway. And interestingly enough, to come into this unit, you have to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you're into the unit, which I think is an epic fail. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. The hallway, if we actually look at it, this is the shape of the hall. And if I color it in like this and fill it all in, this hallway takes up about 20% of the total floor area. It's actually as big as the master bedroom. And it makes no sense. Do you guys agree with me? That is one of the worst things about this plan. I think it is terrible, as I say, terrible. And the other problem that I think is the master bedroom. This is labeled as the master bedroom. Now we're going to get to the fact that neither of the bedrooms have a window in a minute, but this is labeled master bedroom, and there's no bathroom. There's no ensuite. So to use the bathroom, you have to exit the bedroom, walk through the dining room, the living room, and the kitchen to get to the bathroom, which is a real problem. And it does not look good in plan. It's a real unfortunate mistake, I think. And the bedroom 2, which is a very small bedroom, look at this, 8'7" by 8'2". That is a small bedroom. It has the ensuite, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's very, very poor. And someone was saying, you could easily just close the wall off here and put the door to the bathroom there, so it was from the hall. And then you could put the door to the bathroom here and close this wall off. So I don't know why they didn't do that in the beginning. They screwed it up right from the beginning. There's no technical reason why they couldn't have done that. And I don't know who came up with this plan, but it's crazy the way that it is. So the other issue is that neither bedroom has a window, which we have been laughing about in the plan attack conversations for the last little bit. I had 120 comments on the plan attack that I posted, the terrible much better that I posted a week ago, because the floor plan had no window in the bedroom. And there was all sorts of discussion about how in some jurisdictions that is permissible, but in big cities generally this isn't allowed. This is from Marina del Rey in California. So there is obviously some technical thing that they have gotten away with to call these a bedroom. So I'm not sure, maybe the doors are glass, or maybe they don't have doors when they actually build the unit so the egress works, but there's something that's kind of screwed about this. So the other thing that I think is a real big problem is I think that the layout for the furniture would be a big problem, because you're going to put the dining room table like this. How would you furnish this living room when you think about it? I think you would probably put the TV here, right? That would be where the TV would go. So then you could put like a little like baby 2-seat sofa there and maybe a chair like there, because you've got to be able to get into this terrible bedroom. Plus you've got to be able to get out to the terrace. So maybe you could put a second chair, but you got to be careful because the fridge swing is going to hit it. So I don't know how you would furnish this living room. I think it's very, very strange. And I think that is a huge problem. And I am interested, I know it's a really odd layout. I don't know if the intention is that you come in and out through the terrace all the time and you don't come in the entrance, even though it's labeled the entrance. But at any rate, it is a real problem. So we need to try to fix this plan. And believe it or not, there is actually a way that we can fix this plan. We did it yesterday and we did a great job, and we're going to do it again today. And the first thing we need to do is clear everything out. And I just want you guys to have a look at this already when I just take it all out. And what do you think about this? Does it look better or worse when I remove everything that the architect put in? So you have to tell me, better or worse, better or worse, better or worse. Someone's asking, is this built? Yeah, unfortunately, this is built. It is an existing condo that I found on a real estate listing in Marina del Rey. Yeah, and glass doors is maybe the only worst thing than no windows. Yeah, they always do that. I've seen that in Toronto a lot. They put glass doors on the doors to the bedroom and they somehow call that a bedroom, even though it's not technically a bedroom. Yeah, this looks way better already. We can't move these structural columns, but oh my goodness, it actually looks like, it kind of looks like you could figure it out. Like this just looks like an abomination. Like it looks like someone who didn't know what they were doing with architecture at all in any way created this mess. And basically it's like a Pac-Man or a Tetris maze. And this actually looks like not so bad. I think if we were actually given this to start with, we could come up with something that was much better than this. So I want to talk about this a little bit. And I just want to talk about what the first move would be with this, because what we have to do is we have to put back a bedroom, well, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, as well as the living, dining, kitchen space. Now, this is 746 square feet, so it's 69.3 square meters. Now, somebody is saying, I think you can go for a central hall layout, divide the plan into 3 vertical spaces. Yeah, you know what? I think you're exactly right. Divide the room into 3 vertical spaces. I mean, this, I think, is what we need to do. And I think you've nailed it. You've nailed it. And it has to do with organization. We can't move these structural columns, right? We can't do that. And if you just look at the way this is just naturally set up, we kind of have these kind of 3 zones, right? We have zone 1. We have zone 2. I'm just going to make it a little bit clearer because I want you guys to all see what I've done. Zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, right? So it's really interesting. We have 3 zones and they're vertical. So does Dracula sleep in these bedrooms? Yes, Dracula does sleep in the bedrooms. Of course he does. There's no windows. So tell us about the terrace garden. Well, the terrace, it's a street. It's on the street, right? So this is in Marina del Rey, and you actually can access the unit. This is all with flower beds and planting. So it's actually beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's just that the interior has been botched, and I like to say the word botched. So yeah, why is 2 bedrooms mandatory? Well, the issue is that in California with real estate, a 2-bedroom condo usually has 2 bedrooms or 2 bathrooms, and that's just usually the way that it is. So let's talk about this. I want to hear from you guys. Where would the master bedroom and ensuite go? Would it go in number 1, number 2, or number 3? Where would the master bedroom and ensuite go? Where's the best place for the master bedroom and ensuite? Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3? It's like, let's make a deal. I want to hear from you guys, all right? So the master bedroom needs an ensuite and a closet. Let's hear zone 3. I've got to vote for zone 3. Anybody else? Can I hear anybody else? Bedrooms without, well, we're going to put windows in the bedrooms. We're actually going to do it. 3, 3, 3. I'm hearing a lot of 3s. Is there any doubt that zone 3 should be where the master bedroom goes? Does anybody think it should go in zone 1? I don't think it should go in zone 1 because there is no window and we can't have the master bedroom without a window. I don't think it can go in zone 2 because it's the widest space and this is where the living room should go. So I completely 100% agree with the group that zone 3 is where the master bedroom is going to go. And we also know enough from this about zone 3 that we're basically going to have the master bedroom go in the top section, and probably we're going to put the bathroom back here and the closet. So this will be the bedroom, this will be the closet, and this will be the bath, right? And somehow we're going to have to get into the bedroom this way. And that's kind of, can you knock out and add a new window into zone 1? I'm going to pretend like we can't do that. I'm going to pretend that the developer has given us this shape, and we're going to prove that we can do a better job with the layout than what this architect has done and has sold for. I will tell you, it's about $750,000, which is ridiculous, but that's what it sold for. So I think this is the ideal location. So I think we can safely say that that is what we're going to do in terms of the master. So I want to talk now, the second thing, I want to talk about the kitchen. So we have here, I'm just going to lighten up the layer a little bit. We have a kitchen, okay? So this is a kitchen, this is a counter, this is an island. We could put the kitchen here, or we could put the kitchen here. So there are two options for the kitchen. So the kitchen can go in number 1, door number 1, or door number 2. What do you guys think? Should it go in number 1? Or should it go in number 2? Horrible price. Yes, I know, it is horrible. It's overly priced, and it's a ground floor, and granted it's by the water and it's got beautiful views, but that is what things go for in Los Angeles, and it's shocking. So should the kitchen go in number 1 or should it go in number 2? I want to hear what you guys think. Oh, we've got some mixed votes here. We've got some 1s and we've got some 2s. Very interesting. 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s, 1. Oh, it's like 50-50. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. So if we do it in zone 1, I'm just going to reverse the layer here so I can draw on top. It's interesting because if we do that, we have this big structural wall here. So the kitchen is a little bit more enclosed. I don't know if that's necessarily a problem, but we have to think about where are we going to put the second bedroom, because we have to add that other bedroom. We can't put it here because that's not going to work because you have to get into the unit. So the second bedroom is going to have to go probably like there, right? Is that a good idea to do that? To have the kitchen here, living and dining here, and the second bedroom there. Does that make sense? I want to hear what you guys think. Everybody's saying number 1 for the kitchen, and the kitchen does fit here very, very well. You can have a U-shaped kitchen. You can have a little bit of a view out. It does work. Some people are saying no. Some people are saying 2. L-shaped kitchen in 1. You could do an L-shaped kitchen. Yeah, you could do an L shape like this, and you could put the dining table here. That would work as well. The problem is with number 1 is that second bedroom. We have to add that second bedroom. And I do not believe that that is actually a good spot for the second bedroom because it is so far removed from the front of the unit, and we're going to have all of the space here. Now we're going to have to put another bathroom, but I don't know if we're actually helping ourselves with the layout, and I don't know if that actually works to have the kitchen in number 1. So I'm just going to rub this out, and I'm just going to switch the layers again and move this back, and I want to talk about the kitchen in number 2. So if we put the kitchen in number 2, does that work? Is that a better idea? I think it probably is better with the kitchen in 2, because if the kitchen was in 1, we can't have that other bedroom. So I just want to show you here, just very, very quickly. I'm just going to reverse the layers again, and I'm just going to show you, if we keep the kitchen in 2, what's really, really cool is we can have the bedroom here, and we might be able to keep this open so we have some sort of a view from that room out. And we're going to have the kitchen, and we're probably going to be able to get into the bedroom somehow through there. And we're going to have the kitchen viewing out. If I'm standing in the kitchen, I'm just going to rub out this number 2 here because I think I'm going to go with the number 2 idea. If I stand here, I actually from the island have a view out towards the terrace and the view. And I think this is better. Unfortunately, access to master bedroom. Yeah, that is the trade-off. We have a trade-off, and I always say this, nothing is perfect. It would be ideal if the access to the bedroom was up here, but I'm going to explain to you in a little bit why that is actually a problem, because it screws up our furniture layout.